Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I came across a video where black leftists was telling black people to lock in and stop all this FAFO season. Why? Because when it is hurting other people, it is also hurting black people. Now, it looks like some people do not understand what is going on because they think they can sit back in their houses and come out and speak to black women and black men disrespectfully, especially the ones that did that exercise their rights as American citizen. Your lie, sis. Your lie. Your lie. You all are and your cohorts. I have never seen how somebody will give up his blackness just to be in tune with other people. And I am going to tell you this: my blackness comes first before any other person. And anything that will make me give my community away in order to please other community, I cancel it. And you all wake up here every day to gaslight yourselves in the name of gaslighting black people. It is not going to happen. When you look for those 92% women and 80 something percent men that voted, you look for me. And you know what? Black people will hold grudges as long as it's going to last. So please do not ever come out and disrespect black people. Let's get into this video.
I was scrolling and I came across this video over on my girl Tori's page. I love me some Tori. Tori will not ever let anybody on this app and their minions bully her. Love me some Tori. Anywho, this is the video that was over on her page. I want you to watch this with me.
It's time to give FAFO a rest. Pack it up. Enough is enough. What is bad for them is also bad for you. I get it. You're angry. You're frustrated. They voted for this and you didn't. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter anymore. I understand being angry and frustrated and tired, especially back in November and December. I understand being petty back in January, but it's February now and it's getting worse. And what is bad for them is bad for you. And that's not clicking. I need y'all to lock in.
Now, I don't believe her intent was to be disrespectful and condescending, but she was. The unmitigated gall she has to tell the group of people who have always been locked in to lock in. The unmitigated gall she has to tell those of us who are hurt, angry, and frustrated that it's now time to move past that. Every fucking day, we are watching Donald Trump and his wrecking ball administration destroy this government that will in turn destroy us. And she's telling us that it's now time to move past the fuck around and find out. It's gonna be a no for me, dog. I will do F around and find out videos. I will do I told you so videos until I choose to no longer do those videos. Because y'all seem to forget it wasn't just about the vote. Y'all forget the anti-blackness, the disrespect that came along with them choosing not to vote or vote third party or vote for Donald Trump. Those people got down into my comment section, our comment sections, and called us genocide lovers, baby killers, told us we were slaves on the Democrat plantation. The total disrespect that was thrown towards women like me, black women who were choosing to vote for Kamala Harris, and you want us to just move past that. I don't know about anybody else, but I told y'all, I hold grudges, and I can hold grudges forever. And as of right now, I will never, ever unify with them. I don't trust them. They cannot be trusted. And her trying to tell me that it's just time to move past it. Yeah, it makes me not trust her either.
A hit dog will holler. Stop arguing with these cause-colonizing leftists. A hit dog will holler. They are hollering and running around this internet to distract you from the accountability they deserve. And listen, the accountability they deserve in this moment isn't us arguing back and forth. Every reasonable person understands the anti-blackness underpinning what they did to Kamala Harris. And just so that we're clear, because there are a few pick-me's, you can be anti-black while being black. Just so that I'm clear about it. So trying to summon your favorite black creator to argue with other black creators in and of itself is anti-black. It's a refined version of I have a black friend. Stop arguing with these people. The best thing we can give them, the best accountability we can give them in this moment is to cast them out and ignore them and let them scream and holler into the wilderness because they do not deserve our solidarity. Solidarity is not born of emotional extortion. So I invite all of you, ignore them. They deserve to be ignored. They are not worth your breath. The harm that was caused and is continuously and perpetually being caused to my marginalized communities by those people helping, supporting, and being in community through their actions with the right is indicative of who they are. You don't owe them anything. Stop talking to them. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not engaging them. Just don't. Solidarity isn't born of emotional extortion. Good morning. People who think that they are owed your solidarity while setting aside your rights, your ability to survive freely, your ability to be seen or heard are not interested in solidarity. They're interested in colonizing a cause. That's an unpopular opinion, particularly when there are a set of emotional extortionists that call themselves internet leftists peddling hate across the internet against marginalized groups. You need only look at the level of misogyny that has taken over the pro-Palestinian online movement, not to be confused with the movement to effectively support Palestinians in Gaza. They have attacked countless black women. They have engaged in, on its face, horrible and despicable anti-black behavior. They have targeted and attacked people and tried to tokenize other black creators when they are called to account. There are then a set of internet creators that do identify as black people that have weaponized their identity against other black people, lied, and acted as if those lies should not be held accountable. Here's the thing. We know where the collective part of the black community said and what they said about the election last year. Kamala Harris isn't president, though, but you all are still talking about her. I offer you the invitation to go and create movement action related to, I don't know, actual people in Gaza rather than attacking black people, attacking black women. I invite you to figure out what you're going to do to support the people that through your actions you help support an orange tyrant get into office that has led to the dismantling of USAID. Keep in mind that USAID was money for people that needed access to HIV antiretroviral drugs outside of this country. USAID supported childhood vaccines in countries that did not otherwise have them. And through your moral superiority crusade, you have engaged in allowing, creating, stoking the flames of a circumstance that now impact people globally. Take a bow and own every part of your creation. Listen, these people are not interested in hearing from anybody but themselves. And so, in the words of Audre Lorde, the master's tools will never tear down the master's house. Start ignoring them.
So I need some people to understand something, and I'm going to take a page from my good sister, Tabitha Speaks. For any of you who are not understanding where the fuck these people and everything they stand for, FAFO feeling, I need you to remember something. This was bigger than the election. I've been saying this since the election. This was a character test, and so many people failed it. Not just failed it, but failed it in such a way that they have literally shifted alliances on the left and on the right. The FAFO will continue until people get it through their goddamn head that this was bigger than that election. This was a character test. For those of you who want us to now all of a sudden come up with a plan and, oh, we got to stop with the FAFO, let me help you understand something. When you call black people colonizers, there is no there is no end to FAFO. I will never, ever forget being called, because not only am I a black man in America, but I'm a veteran. I am a veteran of the United States Army. I spent time in the Middle East and Afghanistan. And to be called a fucking colonizer, and that's just the nice shit. I advocate for black women. Me, I do. There's no gain in it. I'm not trying to gain them. I'm not trying to sleep with them. None of that. I do it because it is literally the right thing to do. I am the product of a black woman, raised in a family full of black women. I have known black women, strong black women my entire life. So when I stand up for black women, it's not this is a cool thing to do. No, this is who I am. And I watched and I read and I saw all of the comments, all of the videos, not only on election day, but leading up to it. And the group of individuals who said this shit are hiding, waiting for everything to die down so they can pop their punk asses back up and talk unity. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I didn't get nearly what a lot of black women did. And I'm offended. I am 100%. Not just for myself, but for them. You see, had you just voted and said nothing, nobody would have known. Nobody would have known. We'd have kept it moving. But it was the loud disrespect. And y'all are still thinking this is about that fucking election. No. When it comes to allies, or when it comes to accomplices within the left, there has been tectonic plate shifts in how we will be operating going forward. A lot of your little pet projects that you wanted to have black voices for, we're not fucking with you. We're not. You or your community. At all. We will always stand with the oppressed across the world. We don't have to stand with you to do it. And a lot of y'all are hiding your fucking hands. A lot of you are hiding your fucking hands. A lot of you let white leftists walk your ass into a buzzsaw at the cost of solidarity with black folks. You did that. The nasty, do you understand? I saw this shit. This is not some second hand, third hand, I got it from a friend. No, I watched this shit. I saw it. With my own two eyes, I saw it. And I watched as you were gleeful about it. And then the inevitable happened. Now everybody wants us to come together and come up with some sort of a fight plan or some strategy against the next 4 years. We got to address how we got here in the first place. And some of y'all don't want to do that. Some of y'all do not want to do that. Some of y'all disrespected black queens, older black women. For what? For what? Did that improve your chances to fix the little thing that you were so concerned about that you would disrespect older black women, black queens? Did it fix it? Or did it make it worse? And now you just don't know how to apologize. See, that's the thing. That's what I mean by character. Who stood for those black women? Who stood up for them? Who said, hey, I can disagree with you wanting to vote for Vice President Harris without disrespecting you or the community? Who stands up for them? Who does? And don't act like you don't know this wasn't happening. Fuck out of here. This wasn't just happening on TikTok. This was all around social media. Same thing with the Latino community. A lot of y'all, it wasn't enough to vote, but you had to be anti-black and anti-black women. And then when the results of your vote come back to bite an entire chunk out of your ass, what are you doing? You're either doubling down like that one Latino woman, or now you're hiding. Don't hide. Because see, if there is ever going to be unity on the left ever again, before we can go any further, we need to address this now. Right now. Some of you are going to have to mea culpa your motherfucking ass off. You're going to have to stand and say what you did. You're going to have to give no excuses for why you did it. You're going to have to own that shit. And you're going to have to take the ridicule that comes with it. And there will not be any, oh, let's bygone be bygone. No. You're going to have to walk with this shit. I'm talking Cersei walk of shame from Game of Thrones. You will need to be reminded over and over why you are on such a thin patch of ice when it comes to the black community. See, everybody likes shitting on us and kissing up to whiteness or kissing up to their one thing. That when inevitably it comes and bites you in the ass, all of a sudden you're asking where we are. This time we're going to show you where we are, and it won't be anywhere near you. This was character. Some of y'all failed it spectacularly. Spectacularly. So rather than you making all the motherfucking excuses for why you did what you did, maybe you should try this. Own it. Make amends when you can. And do better going forward. That is literally the first step in any 12-step program, is admitting that there is a problem in the first place. Some of you will never have us stand for you. Some of you will never have us stand next to you, and we will not give two flying fucks what happens to whatever it is that you give a shit about, and it is your fault. It wasn't about the vote. I keep saying that. It was about the character issue. And some of y'all showed exactly what kind of character you truly have.
Put my blackness before my politic. Yeah, that will go over a lot of people's heads, because a lot of people clearly put their politic before their blackness, which is why they have an inability to recognize anti-blackness among the non-black people that they surround themselves with. I find it hard as a black leftist to ignore anti-blackness, no matter where it's coming from. And the reason why I find it hard to do that is because I'm not a fucking hypocrite. I'm not gonna lecture white conservatives and black conservatives about the racism and anti-blackness that they are surrounded with and ignore it when it's in circles that I would traditionally be in because we share the same politic. And that's something that I'm seeing a lot more with a few black leftist content creators as they cater their content to non-black audiences. The reason why I don't feel any way about anything that I'm saying, and I'm not walking on eggshells with anything that I'm saying, is because I know that the audience that I'm cultivating my content to is the audience that I'm also in community with all the time. I know when I walk through this world, they don't see anything except for a black man, and I will be treated as such. And I'm not going to ignore anti-blackness, no matter where it comes from. I will always be one of those that stands in solidarity with different marginalized communities, but I do, and a lot of people don't seem to understand this, I do understand that activism and the willingness to speak out for other groups of people is transactional. And there are a lot of people that have gotten so comfortable expecting for black people to be the bigger people that when black people are saying they're done after this election cycle, they show black people exactly why we're saying we're done. And that's because a lot of you don't actually respect black people. You want them to advocate for you. You love them when they do, but as soon as they say something you don't like, you show your true colors. So that's why I, as a black leftist, will never ever turn off my radar when it comes to anti-blackness. And I will always be judgmental of black people, be it on the left and the right, that are engaging in raccoon activities.
This is for Kamala, and I would like to ask other leftists for Kamala to speak about their experience during the 2024 election.
My experience during the 2024 election was disappointment. I, as a leftist, believe that a lot of leftist thinkers and content creators and online revolutionaries are unrealistic in their expectations and belief. They think if the Democratic Party takes a hard shift to the left, then they're going to win more elections. And we know that that's simply not true. Republicans won this election because they won over the center. And as much as we talk shit about the centrist voters, they make up the largest majority of voters in this country. Most of the voters in this country are either centrist or center-right. Leftists don't make up a large portion of the voting bloc, and that's why I say a lot of leftists live in a world of delusion and also theory. I think a lot of leftist thinkers believe that they can theorize their way out of whatever system we are currently in, and you never see them organizing enough to actually make a dent in the duopoly, as they call it. So they think if they protest vote for Jill Stein, that absolves them of any guilt, because they're not participating in the duopoly. But what that does, in essence, is do the exact opposite of what they claim they want for the country. Because as it stands, there aren't any true leftist elected officials in the country. The person that wins the election in almost every single election in this country is either going to be a Democrat or a Republican. And there are a few independents that are in our government offices, but they usually appeal to one of the two bases, either the Republican base or the Democratic base. And I think that a lot of leftists that appeal to people to vote for candidates like Jill Stein or to vote for the Green Party don't understand that the system that they're trying to take down requires more than them just showing up every 4 years to bitch and complain about the duopoly. And as a black man that happens to be more left, I saw a lot more anti-blackness this time around. And that's part of the reason why I have really just started trying to separate myself from a lot of leftists. Because a lot of these people, non-black people, showed their true colors this election cycle. And I don't care how many black leftist friends they have to excuse their anti-black shit, you're still anti-black. You're still racist. What this election cycle did for the leftist movements in this country is put a death knell in a lot of them. Because I've said, and I will continue to say this, if black people are not interested in your shit, it does not survive, specifically when it comes to focuses or emphasis on social justice movements. And when a lot of these people saw that the black people were being realistic, because we have to be realistic in this country, because we literally have no margin of error, they showed us their anti-blackness. So any thought of support from the black community for third-party candidates, and more specifically the Green Party, is dead after this election. This election cycle really showed me that although I am leftist, I'm not one of those leftists. One of those leftists that live in theory. And
so this is all I got from this video. I don't know how I felt when I saw the video, but at some point I felt like some people already have lost the plot, right? Like one of the brothers said, he said he is black first before any other thing. And one thing I am going to say is that you see this Palestinian going back and forth that happened actually opened my eyes to some certain things, and I will tell you why I said so. You know, when I started creating black content, first of all, for those that do not know, I did not wake up to start creating black content. I started from the history. When I said I started from the history, I started from the root. Because when you start from the root, you will be able to catch up with everything going on along the line. I mean, this going back and forth and all that. I did not wake up to start creating videos. When I say I went through it all, I went through it all. At some point, I think each time I am talking about each story, I became very emotional. Why? I have my reasons. I didn't just start crying, but knowing the fact that a group of people went through something like this, and still everybody is still accusing them of being the bad person or not being good enough, not being qualified, right? And the fact that black people also have been really very strong for everybody. I don't know how you people do it, but it's a different kind of strength for somebody to be this consistent with other people. If there is something that I have noticed over time is that black people will never support the oppressor. Even if it is American thing, they will never support it. Why? Because they have lived that life of being oppressed and they understand it so well. That was one of the reasons, the major reason why before the election, right, they came out and they were telling other people, okay, I don't know, but yeah, they were telling other people to come, say, we already know how this game is being played and we understand it so good. And if we are able to win this, trust me, it will be easier for Kamala Harris or whoever to carry on. Why? Because we already have been in this system. I think that was where they went wrong, right? Because at that point, for those that remember, that was when they became the genociders, right? That was when they started saying that they are in tune with everything going on. And that was also when they started calling them colonizers in food. This was not something they hid. They did not hide it. They were very open with it. And not just only that, that was also where black people became selfish. The people that have been all there for you all this while, but because they said it is time for us to take care of our own home, because it is only a foolish person that will let his own house burn when he is helping other person. I don't know if that makes sense, but follow me, right? At some point, I found out that the people that I thought that maybe I wasn't kind of looking up to, or maybe people that I thought they had sense. I am sorry if I am using the had sense. Yes, I thought they had sense. I thought that first of all, you have to take care of yourself before taking care of other person. I am not saying you shouldn't take care of other people, right? But then the whole election, before the election, how do you tell me that a black person is supporting a Palestinian or someone else, right? Or Arabs to fight black women or to call black women names? I don't know how that felt at first, right? But I said, I am going to get to the root of this. The whole process continued. At some point, for 1 month, Palestinians did not let black people rest. Black women became probably, I don't want to use some words, but black people absolutely became their worst anything, right? Campaign continued and everything continued. And black people stood their ground that this is what we are going to do. It's either you all join us or you are not going to join us. But in the end, if things go wrong, do not call us. Why? Because we told you people. I don't know if that makes sense. The whole process continued. Election came and everything that happened. Okay, before election, but almost at it close to the election, they made meeting with themselves saying that they will not vote for Kamala Harris, which they did not hide, that they would rather vote for Justine or Donald Trump, right? Follow me. I remember a high-ranking Palestinian, Rashid Tlaib. I guess that is correct. Rashid Tlaib opened her mouth and said they would never vote for Kamala Harris. See, follow this story so it doesn't look like maybe I am supporting evil, right? Because that is something I will never stand for. And I have told you people that if I see where my people are going wrong, I call us and I say it. I am not going to call other, it is us, right? So at some point, right, we found that black people found out that it's not something they could do. They let them be. An election came. You all saw the result. Nothing was hidden. There was nothing hidden about the result. Result was we found out that they also did not vote. Okay, we lost. Black people cried. Black people felt bad, right? Because at some point, you all know, they thought black men were not going to come out. But to everybody's greatest surprise, black men showed all up for everybody. After election, swearing in came. Black people is still the bad people. And they are now asking black people to lock in. So I am going to ask the black woman, you know the problem I have with all these young people that do not know anything, that think they can wake up and talk to their mothers or someone older than them with disrespect. Because coming to tell people to lock in is very disrespectful. And something I have told you people over time is that, you know what? I encourage grudges. Bear grudges. It is not a sin to bear grudges. Because we've been doing this, I am the bigger person, and things are completely spoiling. Now, if you come to black community, for those that do not understand, I remember that I have brought some videos for you telling you people, this person. There was a time I told you people I would start calling names. And I let it slide. Why? Because it is still our community. If we drag ourselves all outside, what will people outside us? What will the outsiders say? Right? I said, no, let me just keep quiet. If there are some things, I might chip that in so we understand who is who and who is not who. One of the reasons why I did not make a comprehensive video telling you people this person is a no-no. Why? Because I appreciate black community first before anything. But the way it is going, Some people do not even appreciate you as a community. One thing you people told me is that all skin folk is not kinfolk, which I absolutely absorbed and I understood it the way you said it. And you said, do not make excuses for people because the more you make excuses for them, before the more they find reason to make you have excuses. Believe them when they tell you who they are. There are so many of them. And the worst is that they keep fighting themselves and fighting every other black woman. Why? Because they feel you all did not do anything. And now what they are saying is that what did black women do? The 92%, what did you people do? And I put it to you, if you people were smart and intelligent and political smart, you all would not have done what you all did. And the fact that you all came out to say that black people should stop the FAFO. One thing I am going to tell you is that this FAFO is never ever going to stop because you all will experience it till the last day of this regime. You all thought it was a joke to come together and work things out. It was not a joke. Like Mr. Bishop Thomas said, he said this was a character test and you all failed it. So shut up when black women are talking because you all are not black enough. You all feel like other communities are more important to you than black people. And the people that I thought I have faith in are the worst. Now tell me, how do you want black women? How do you want black men to shut up? To lock in on what? With who? Lock in with who? Now I see the reason why black women are misunderstood. And black men too. Some black men. You see something that I will never stop telling people. You see this platform is something that I will never stop using to educate people because people really need to know the truth. The truth is that it was never black people. You other people are the problem. Because it's already 3 years that I have been on this channel. For those that will think this channel was like something that I opened yesterday to start talking about. No, this channel is 3 years. You all neglect black women. You all insult black women. You all insult black people, insult their intelligence. And you all think you all can push them around as doormat. No, go push yourselves around. For those black leftists, you know what? Go push yourselves around because you all are doing the most. I see through your lenses. I know who you all are, but the best I can tell you all is that take your BS somewhere else, not for my people. When you look, I see those 92% black women that did what they did. When you try with them, you try with me. You see those 80-something% black men that came out. When you try with them, you are hurting me. And I will come out and speak. And time shall come if you all are not ready to comport yourselves. Because you all think that you will mess up and then tell black women to lock in. Lock in for what? Lock in what disrespect? Lock in with who? Lock in for what? Now, it ain't happening anymore. I am gonna draw this in here because if I continue, it will be longer, and that is not what I want. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.